I'm going to be adding everything from foot massages to Mongolian invasions and learning Chinese and communism. But first, we have to understand how you can become Chinese in Minecraft. Everyone knows you are what you eat, and they eat a lot of Chinese food in China. So I'm going to be adding a mechanic that turns mobs Chinese after you feed them Chinese food. But first, we need a way to get Chinese food. So I added this new Panda Express structure. Instead of lying around all day, all pandas now have to work 9 to 5s at the nearest Panda Express, where you can get all sorts of food like beef and broccoli, or orange chicken, or this shrimp fried rice. And you might be thinking, this just looks like regular fried rice, but what if I told you that a shrimp had fried it? Usually you click the food you want and then you pay for it at the end. But if you try to leave without paying, they'll stop you. And in vanilla Minecraft, you can just knock the pandas away. But to make the game more realistic, I taught these pandas Kung Fu. And so they're going to force you to pay, even if that means taking it from your dead body. Even if you do somehow make it out of the Panda Express, every panda will always be hunting you down. And the only way to stop them is to find this new panda training dojo structure, which, just like in real life, is where all pandas learn Kung Fu. And they've developed a real sense of community and togetherness here, but to stop the pandas from attacking you, you'll need to burn every single one of them to the ground. I also added this Panda Express, which is the train pandas take to get to work. And you can tell it's a train and not just a bunch of pandas following each other because the front panda has a train chimney in its mouth. I know you're thinking, fried rice and beef broccoli are great and all, but where is Mongolian beef? And don't worry, because I saved that for this new Mongolian Invasion feature. Originally, I was gonna have these Mongolian villagers invade other villages and burn them to the ground. But that's too similar to pillager raids, so instead I added this Mongolian cow. They spawn in these small nomadic camps, and their goal is to accumulate as many cows as possible so they can turn them into Mongolian beef, which was actually why Genghis Khan was invading everyone back in the day. Anyways, they'll leave you alone if you just have chicken farms and pig farms, but if you have even a single cow, they'll storm your base and try to take your cows away in these cages. And these guys know how to ride horses and row boats, so your only option is to build a big or even great wall to protect your cows, and add these automatic dispensers to prevent the Mongolian cows from ever getting close. Since I was already here, I also added this Mongolian human beef. All of this Chinese food is tasty to eat, but what's really special about it is that if you feed it to any mob, they'll turn Chinese. And as you can see, this works for every single mob in the game. The Chinese mobs also have Chinese sounds, wang wang, and Chinese hurt sounds, 我求求你别打了. But this is mostly important because it means regular villagers and Chinese villagers cannot communicate. 不好意思，我听不懂你. That's why these Chinese villagers aren't interested in emeralds or wheat and instead want to buy your data so that they can learn English and talk to you. They actually want to learn English so bad that there is now a Chinese spy villager, and you can find him poking around in your settings and data, trying to learn as much as he can. Sometimes you'll even find him looking through your chests, or trying to measure the dimensions of your house. And if this happens, you can follow him back to his Chinese spy headquarters, where they do have all of your data, but they're only using it to study and learn English. I want this Chinese mod to really change how you play Minecraft, so for this next feature, I made the whole game communist. Instead of making a world and cutting down a tree and building a house for yourself, every day you'll be forced to work at the lumberyard or on the construction sites or at the farm. And you might be thinking, I'll just take the food from the farm and run away to play normal Minecraft. But you don't own anything in communism, so everything you pick up now goes straight into this cart that everyone can see. And to make sure you're not hiding anything, your inventory now looks like this. At night when you're done working, you'll haul the cart back and give everything to the government, and the next morning they'll give you your share of the food. It's never enough, but at least you don't have to jump for it. The government gives you more food if you have children, so if there are any other players on your server, you can give them a rose and have a kid together. And then after you guys get your food, you can eat both shares, as well as the baby if you're still hungry. If you don't want to play like this, you can just play on capitalism mode instead, which is where all the letters are capitalized. Either way though, you're going to need to manage this new social credit bar, which is basically China's way of measuring how good or bad of a person you are. For example, a good thing you can do is hold the door open for someone. So if you hold the door open for a bunch of villagers, your social credit will go up. Doors now slam shut on their own though, so if you don't hold the door open for the guy behind you, they'll get knocked backwards, and if they were right behind you, they might even get caught in the door. And I don't have to tell you that this is not good for your social credit. If your credibility gets really low, you'll be publicly shamed and villagers will egg you when they see you, which means you can't even get close enough to do something nice for them. You'll have to do something drastic to improve your social credit, like getting your own legs caught in a door, so that you can donate them to a baby villager in need. If you liked communist Minecraft, or having Chinese mobs, or being Chinese, or eating at Panda Express, please like the video. I'm making Minecraft Siamese twins next time, so subscribe to not miss it, and I'll see you soon.